Hey, we're back. We're in a different setup today. If you haven't noticed, we're actually in my bed. Ta-da! So this is kind of like a little sleepover. Please don't make that weird. Hello, kings and queens and monarchs. Today we are going to be talking about being an artist, as usual, and how social media has basically rotted our brains into thinking that we are running out of time. A few days ago, I was watching Instagram Reels. I'm not very proud of that. I literally deleted the app like hours later, but whatever. I was watching Instagram Reels and I saw a video of this guy that was kind of frustrated about his career as an artist and how he felt that he was running out of time and that he was too old for this and whatever. I can't really remember his age, I'm so sorry. But basically, I checked the comments and Lana Del Rey commented on his video. And she was like, "You have time." That's literally the only thing that she commented. But I was just, oh my god. Like, I know that comment wasn't directed to me, obviously, but I think that comment really, I guess, made so many people hopeful. Hell, I have a screenshot of that comment in my favorites folder to remember myself that I have time, but whatever. Because an artist like her, with a career as extensive as hers, well, it's really impactful to hear someone like that, with that level of success, say something like, "You have time." And just as a disclaimer, I do enjoy some of Lana's music, but I am not considered like a fan, especially with how intense her fan base can be. Social media and running out of time. There's something I've noticed with the development of social media and technology, and it's how anxious for the future we are these days. Not only I've noticed it with people that want to live off their art, but just everyone. Every single person I've met is anxious for the future, deeply anxious for the future, and they are very afraid of running out of time. And I think it has to do with how common it is to see so many people succeeding on social media. But I think there is something we tend to forget, including me. On a recent interview that I just watched with La Rosalía, God, I love that woman, she was talking about how what the public sees, like the result, is just a very, very small portion of the whole process of making an album, in her case.
I don't feel I'm late if I'm going on my own rhythm. You know?
I do.
You could feel like that at some point. You feel like, oh, everybody's moving. There's so many things happening, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, whatever. I have my own rhythm.
People spend 3 or even more years developing a project of their own. And you're telling me that you ran out of time? Just because, like, there's people that are going on tours or releasing albums or putting their movies on cinemas around the world. Do you think that's just what says you are running out of time? Everybody has a different process. Get that shit in your head. And I hate to say this, but you are not them. That's exactly why you are in this point of your life right now. Because you are not them. Because it's not their process, it's yours. It's your process. Don't get stuck on ideas. Something I'm very prone to do is that I force myself to keep making something even if I hate how it's going. And yes, I do believe that the process doesn't always have to be pretty or pleasant for the result to be good. But what I really mean by this is that if something is not doing it for you at the moment, just move on to the next thing. You don't have to be stuck. You're not obligated to finish something that doesn't feel right. And I hate to say this again, but this usually leads to a mental block or to burnout. And nobody wants that. There's stuff that when I was in the process of making it, I hated it badly. So I left it where it was. I said, fuck it, I'll check on it later. And so I move on. I go and make other shit, or I even go and do nothing. Maybe I watch a movie. Maybe I'll listen to an album, or talk to my friends, talk to my family. And days after, even weeks after, even months after, I'll probably realize, this isn't so bad. Or I realized, damn, this is really bad. I should put this in the trash. But you have to give it time. It's not an instant process. Because you're not married to the idea. You're not married to the concept. It's just something that you made. And if it's shit, throw it in the trash. Or leave it in your notebook and you'll see it later and you'll be like, oh, yeah, this made me the artist who I am now. Because even the shit art, I already talked about this, even the shit art makes you who you are and gives you experience. Just saying. And there's been songs that I made, or concepts that I had, or choreographies that I've started, and I left halfway because they didn't feel right. And maybe a month later, I was watching a movie, or I listened to a song, or I don't know, I saw something that inspired me. And I was like, this would be really good with this thing that I left halfway. And so I think to myself, do I start over? Do I get some things out, leave some things in? What do I do? And I start questioning my own art. But I don't just throw in the trash. You can leave it in your notebook, and maybe it'll feel like shit for months. And you see that page and you're like, damn, this is a horrible piece of art. But then maybe a month later you're like, hey, maybe I can start again with this concept that I had like a few months ago. So just calm down. You have time. I know everything and everyone tells you the opposite. I know everything and everyone, especially on social media, tells you you don't have any time left. You have to do shit now. And you have to start creating. And you have to fuck off. You have time. And it's a whole process. The best albums that have been created, the best pieces of art that have been created, had taken years to make. And they are genuine. Not all ideas are good. But also not all ideas will stay the same. So maybe just leave the shit project on your notebook and you'll check it months later and you'll be like, hey, I can kind of make this a better project. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to be recognized, and everyone craves the attention so badly. Of course, it shouldn't be your only motivation behind creating. Because if you only focus on the outcome, the fame, the money that it might give you, this project, I'm sorry, but you will be miserable. And it's kind of similar to love in that way. Because if you do things for other people, if you love other people, expecting something in return, you will be miserable and you will be hurting most of the time. But of course, you do want to feel loved back. And Of course, you want to be recognized for your hard work, for your efforts, but it shouldn't be your main goal. And I've talked about this in my other videos, but I feel like a lot of creatives, including me, have this sort of fear once they realize how big the industry that they're trying to get in actually is, and how many people want to do the same as them. It kind of gives you a view of life that makes you want to take a step back. Because seeing so many people trying to do the same as you kind of hurts your ego in a way, and also kind of just gives you less hope to succeed. But there is something that you have to realize. You have to realize. People less talented than you, even people less smart than you, even people with less opportunities than you have succeeded. So why wouldn't you try? You have no excuse now, huh? Yeah, success in part is about dumb luck. I know that. But I mean, you're already here. I mean, you were already born and you're already on Earth. Why would you spend your life wondering when you can be trying? Even though if it fails, okay, it fails, and then what? At least you fucking tried. So, how badly do you want this? Cause damn, I want it bad enough to be humiliating myself on the internet every single week. Don't know about you. Let the desire be just as big or even bigger than your fear of looking stupid or your fear of failing. It's worth it. Truly, it's worth it. And I think you owe it to yourself. Think about it.